in high definition. This is KCAL 9 News at noon.
Everybody knows closing costs can add thousands of dollars to the price of a new home, but there are some ways to actually lower those costs.
Yeah, joining us now with the results of a new survey and money-saving information is Timothy Dwyer of ENTITLE DIRECT Group. So thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
First of all, I mean, what adds to the price? And there's a lot that people can actually get knocked off, right, just by asking?
Well, in shopping and asking, absolutely. Negotiating. There are two types of closing costs that the bank rate study produced. The first is bank origination fees, processing fees, points, and so forth. And the second is the actual title insurance and escrow services, closing services. And the first bucket, the origination fees, oftentimes are negotiated. You know, you could actually tell the bank, no, I don't want to pay that point. I'd rather, you know, I'm going to go somewhere else if you force me to pay 3 points. Title insurance, there's new competition in the market. My company, for example. And we're lowering the cost of title insurance and closing services.
How reasonable is it to expect that you can actually negotiate those origination fees? Because do we actually have the option to walk out and go somewhere else? You know, in today's market, I think a lot of people are taking whatever lender they can get.
Dave, that's a great point. There's a new mandatory government document called the GFE, Good Faith Estimate, that the HUD introduced on January 1st, 2010. And that requires all lenders to provide you with a good faith estimate of the loan that you're seeking to obtain. And when you get that good faith estimate from one lender, you should get another one and compare those. And absolutely go back to those lenders and say, you know, I'd rather not pay this processing fee of $500. Yeah. And if you force me to buy it, or to pay it, I should say, I'll go somewhere else.
Now, are there certain fees that you really can't get away from? I mean, so that we know if they say, no, you know, you really have to pay this, how do we know we really have to pay it?
Great question. An appraisal fee, for example. Banks require an appraisal, and that fee is not only not negotiable, you basically have to use the bank's appraiser because that, you know, that gets into the value of the home and so on and so forth. So.
And you talked about third-party fees as well.
Yes.
What are those, and what do I look out for?
Well, the largest bucket of third-party fees is title insurance and the closing services, which is what, again, ENTITLE DIRECT provides. And that's the title insurance is an insurance policy that ensures that the chain of title for the home that you're buying is clean. Okay, so that you actually have ownership and the bank has you know, clear title. Closing services, escrow services, the people who quarterback the closing also charge, you know, money for that. So.
Now, what's the difference between if you're going to a certain bank versus going to a broker? Is there any kind of advantage to going to a broker, or don't they represent a lot of lenders?
They do. Many banks, you know, after the real estate recession that we're arguably, some people might say we're still in, right. Many banks have pulled back from using mortgage brokers. So, for example, yesterday's headline you probably saw was that Bank of America is now going direct. So, if you were to want to avail yourself of a Bank of America loan and pricing and so forth, you're probably not going to find that through a mortgage broker. So, you need to be very cognizant of that.
And even after we decide on a title company, I guess there's also some exploring to do there, getting in contact with them and finding out exactly what you're going to get for your money.
Absolutely, absolutely. Although Dave, most title insurance companies issue the same ALTA policy. So ENTITLE DIRECT, for example, issues the same ALTA policy, American Land Title Association policy, that everyone else provides. But the cost is different. I mean, there's more competition for these closing services today than there was a year ago or 2 years ago. So we at ENTITLE DIRECT encourage everyone to shop, compare, analyze, and finalize.
Now, are there some companies that actually will give you a discount for being a repeat customer?
Yeah, yes, that's
called, something worth asking for. They don't just offer it, right?
They should. They should. Not all companies do. But you're referring to, Lena, a refinance discount or a reissue discount. Refinance is obviously, you know, what the name implies. If you refinance your home, you're entitled to a discount. And if you purchase your home, purchase a home, I should say, where the prior owner had a title policy issued within a certain period of time, that's called a reissue discount, and so you're entitled to something.
All right. It's always worth just to ask,
Absolutely.
Worst they could do is say no, right?
You should absolutely ask and shop for closing services, yes.
All right,
Good to know.
Timothy. Thank you
Very
very
good.
much.
And for more information about cutting your closing costs and a link to EntitleDirect.com, just go to our website, KCAL9.com, click on Seen on TV. We've got a link there and take you there, tell you all you need to know. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you for joining
informative.
us.
Good
My pleasure.
information there.
Good information.